think at first blush, and given the legion of challenges that the state independent electoral commissions face, some of which were catalogued by the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, when the executive members of SIEC, that is the Forum for State Independent Electoral Commissions, visited him. But you could see from what we have experienced or seen of the SIECs that even the catalogue he listed was not exhaustive. There are other failings, there are other peccadillos of the SIECs that he did not even enumerate. There are many. And I recall that in 2013, we had a retreat, the first retreat with state independent electoral commissions, INEC and SIEC in Ilorin. And as soon as we were through with the retreat, because in INEC what we used to do is that anytime we had an experience sharing retreat or meeting, we are summoned, we are challenged to be candid. And in the course of that experience sharing retreat that we held with the state independent electoral commissions, the then INEC chairman, Professor Atahiru Jigana, challenged them to be candid so that we could see how we could help them. And in fact, before then, we had a memorandum of understanding with the SIECs. We observed their elections, they also observe ours. And all these are with a view to improving the conduct of elections at the local government levels and at the federal level. Okay. And a member of one of the state independent electoral commissions was very candid in his presentation about the challenges that they faced. By the time he returned to his post, he was sacked. So there are so many failings, which, for example, most of them are run on ad hoc basis. They are not constituted according to law. Most of the time, even budgets are not appropriated for them. Even where they are appropriated, they have to go cap in begging, in hand begging for the budgets to be appropriated and the funds given to them. And then you also see a situation where most of the members are appointed on the basis of patronage. So they work in cahoots with the governors to return their candidates. A recent example is the conduct of local government elections in Gombe and Oyo State on Saturday, 27th April 2024, in which the candidates of the APC in Gombe State and the PDP in Oyo State were all returned by the two, by Gombe SIEC and Oyo SIEC. So these, I would say they are charades. They have consequences. First of all, there's no level playing field. Those who conduct the elections are partisans. They are not impartial. And because the outcome is predetermined, you discover that members of the opposition hardly even contest the elections. So, in spite of these challenges, for which a lot of people have said, please just scrap them, I think that it will be hasty and it will go against the grain of true federalism that we have been advocating for. The intentment of the framers of our constitution ab initio was, to assert that the independence of the SIECs. Unfortunately, the mandate of the SIECs is so abridged. There are two major issues: the conduct of local government elections, and then they are working in concert with INEC to generate a register. They can advise INEC, and so INEC gives them the register that it generates conduct elections. So apart from that, you discover that the mandate is so abridged as to minimize and drive to the margins the conduct of elections in the local governments. Whereas if you look at the mandate of INEC, on the other hand, is elaborate. And then also the laws and the pinning or and the guiding the SIECs. In fact, in most of the states, they are non-existent. But if you look at if you look at INEC, you look at its trajectory going back to when it was established, the laws have been reviewed. The Electoral Act has been reviewed from Electoral Act 2002, Electoral Act 2006, Electoral Act 2010 as amended, and then the Electoral Act 2022. Now, when you now subject the SIECs to scrutiny, you will not see any body of laws and the PNO and the guiding their conduct. So a lot of things need to be done. And I believe that rather than scrap the SIECs and overburden INEC, which also has its own challenges, the best thing is to address the challenges that the SIECs face.